Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. Happy Friday. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 picks that I came up with where I put $20 into each stock for a total of $100. In my early week video, I let M1 do the picking, so we'll see here in just a few minutes what I chose to add to. No new positions, just putting money into positions I already own. So what we're looking at right now, this is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account, my Average Joe Dividends portfolio. This is about 15% of my net worth. Right now there are 53 different positions in the portfolio, and by far the largest position is SCHD. But I do have individual positions as well. We can see over the last week, the portfolio is up a little bit, 0.59%. Looks like we hit a peak yesterday where we were at 246,000, and we're just down just a little bit today, down to 245.5. And what's really keeping this portfolio up are things like Nvidia, Broadcom. Even though some of the value stocks have been dropping, that's kind of kept us afloat. And even SCHD has been dropping as well, back into like the $77 territory. So what we'll do next is we'll go into the activity log and we'll see what those 5 buys were. I did have 3 buys this morning, and I did afternoon trading. M1 allows two trading periods, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So in the morning, what I did was I did some dividend drips. I received these dividends. I woke up this morning, did absolutely nothing but wake up, and found $45.23 in my account from Prudential, and then Home Depot $9.41, and then Microsoft $5.61. And like I said, I dripped those back into the portfolio, and those bought fractional shares. And I'll show you the result of that. I did update the sheet showing those buys, and we can see right here 6/14 is highlighted, and that is today's date. So that shows the dividends that were paid to me, the $5.61 Microsoft. Here's a Prudential, and here's Home Depot, and we can see what the new dividends will be with the drips. You can see Microsoft pays 0.68% dividend yield right now, so that 562 didn't really do a whole lot, didn't move the needle, but 1 cent, I'll take it. And then we can see Prudential pays a much higher dividend than Microsoft, and I also received that 45.23, so you can see more significant movement with that drip. So 45.74 will be the next dividend in September, since these are quarterly payers. They'll be paying in mid-September, probably September 14th, 15th time. And then Home Depot, you can see it moved it up by 6 cents. And then we see the monthly cash flow average is at 904.36. And I'll go over to my monthly dividend tracking sheet here and show the difference here. So I logged this one in, if we can get down to the bottom. So what I do is I put in every drip, every deposit, whether there's a dividend increase. You can see lows there earlier in the month, and you can see O as well. Caterpillar pretty recently did a 8% dividend increase a couple days ago. You can see the effect of that. But here was the effect of the drip. So this was just money dripping back into the portfolio, added an additional 19 cents of monthly income. And we're going to see shortly what the $100 deposit did with those 5 buys. And here's the 5 buys right here. And again, it was $20 into each of these. So first up was JP Morgan, and then Cisco, and then Oracle, Merck & Company, and then Fifth Third Bank. What I'm trying to do is I think these are good buys. These are great companies, and I'm buying these for the long term. But also another benefit that the timing of this buying is it's going to increase my dividends for next month. So I bought these before the ex-dividend dates, and they all are in their July payers. So all 5 of these And I didn't just pick them because they're going to pay in July sooner. I want to add to these positions anyway, but just letting you know that I beat the ex-dividend date on these, so I will get paid in July the additional, and we'll see what those are. And we can see right now we're going to put in the current amounts, and we'll see how much those change. And Cisco as well, 1184, and it's only going to go up by a few cents, especially for Oracle because it's at a 1% yield right now in 680. There's one of them I'm missing. It was Merck, so 907. So the reason I'm typing these in is we're going to see these change once I make the update from M1. So let me click done here. Go to my holdings tab, and I'll show you how I import the new number of shares and the cost basis, average price, etc. Go to the holdings tab of M1, I grab all the data, I do a copy, and on my handy dandy sheets, all I have to do is just do a paste special, and it's going to update it. We can see 904.36. It's going to change all this to a monthly, quarterly, and annual dividends. Is going to update all that. It's going to increase it. So let's go to the M1 data tab. We'll do that paste. I'll show you right here. We'll do a type that in so we can see how these change the 5 buys as well as the cash flow average. Go to the M1 data tab, do a paste special, and it's going to just change the values for those 5 stocks. It's going to change the number of shares, cost basis, and the average cost per those shares. We'll go back to the dividend portfolio tab, and it has made that change. You can see we're up to 904.59 now for the monthly cash flow average. Of course, it changed to quarterly and annual as well, but I'm more tracking the monthly because I look at that as a paycheck. So I'm going to put the 904.59 over here, and we'll see what the monthly result was to my cash flow. So it added 23 cents of additional dividend income, and we'll see why. So I'll wipe that out right there. So we're up to 904.59, and we can see what the new dividends are going to be. For Merck's going to be 919. We can see Fifth Third's going to be 1761, and we'll look at Cisco broke the $12 mark, 1202, and adding a few cents to Oracle, 534. And then the last one, JP Morgan, is going to be $6.92. So I just wanted to show you even $20 does move the needle, and we can see why. We can see with those right there. So even if the stock market's going down, I'm adding more shares and I'm adding more income. So let's we've covered that, the $100 deposit. There was some news out there with Broadcom, and they announced they're going to do a 10-to-1 stock split, just like NVIDIA did. And before, I only had 4 shares of NVIDIA, and we can see my average share price is actually $138, but everything's gone, they've moved the decimal point over essentially. So you can see now the share price looks like in a more affordable $131.80. And what's been happening is NVIDIA has been going up. Most of the time when there are stock splits like that, you do see share increases as well. I think it's just psychological because nothing's really happened. Even though I have 40 shares now, it's 1/10 the share price. So it's pretty much an equal exchange where I've, instead of having $1, I've received 10 dimes. It's the same thing. So, but you can see though what NVIDIA has done, it is just, I've owned it for like maybe 2.5, 3 years around there, and you can see what the stock price has just gone crazy. You can see my cost basis is $553, and the market value, nearly 10 times my money with NVIDIA. Will it go 10 times more? Who knows? Probably not. I'm not counting on it. But we'll take a look at Broadcom has had good success as well for me. Not quite as good as NVIDIA, but same thing is going to happen. I'm going to have 13.3 shares, but the decimal point is going to move over. On this, I'm going to have 1/10. It's going to be 1/10 the share price. I'm going to have 1/10 the dividends, it's going to be 52.5 cents instead of 5.25. But we'll see what happens when Broadcom does their split. We'll see if it keeps going crazy like Nvidia, or like Broadcom's been going up like crazy as well over the past couple of years. So hopefully it has that same type of growth. And you can see, look at the dividend growth as well. The last dividend increase announced for Broadcom was 14%. But look at Nvidia. Nvidia don't increase their dividend year over year, but look at the last increase with the stock split news, 150% increase. You can see though it's only paying a penny per share, but if I hold this for years, who knows? And if Nvidia has the same success, we'll see what that dividend goes up to over time. It could be, who knows? It could be multiple dollars over time. And it could be more splits in the future too, times those shares. Who knows what can happen? Same with Broadcom as well. When you look at these stocks, you look at the low dividend payout, the 1.21% for Broadcom, especially Nvidia 0.03. But who knows, over time with the growth they're having, they could be a lot higher with their yield. But we'll see. Just to close it out, we'll go over my total net worth. Really not much changed from the last video, but one thing I really haven't gone over though is I also track, like the average monthly dividend for within my IRA, and also with my Roth IRA as well. Here's my taxable brokerage account over at Vanguard, and I also track with my 401k. And here's my IRA over at M1. And of course, the 904.59, that's just my average Joe dividends portfolio. But you can see everything else that's paying me a dividend as well. And also counting savings in here too. Another savings account from Capital One. But take a look at what the total is for everything. And of course, I don't have access to the income or the dividends within my IRA yet. I'm not 59 and a half. I have another 8.5 years, but we can see right now with everything I'm invested in, it's nearly $3,200. And that's just from the dividends alone. So we'll see what that's going to grow to by the time I am 59 and a half. Who knows? I hope it's going to be, well over 4,000, hopefully, closer to $5,000 by that time. But you can see my breakdown as well. I don't want to go over it too much. I go over it, it seems like every week, but I just want to point this out, my average monthly dividend of all my investments. And you can see there's the 904.59 again. That's just from dividend portfolio I'll go over, but that's only 15% of my net worth. But you can see everything else that's spitting out income as well. So that's all I had to show you guys for this video were those 5 buys. Let's go back and see what those were. Quick review. And again, what I'm buying, that's not investment advice. It's just what I'm deciding to add to my portfolio. And JP Morgan, Cisco, Oracle, Merck, and Fifth Third. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. If you got value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so you do not miss future videos. I do a recap video, all my dividends received for the entire month. So I'll do one here for June. It's going to be huge. I'm predicting record dividends. I haven't received them all yet, and we'll go back just to my tracking sheet for my dividend portfolio, and you can see all of these I have not received yet. I have not received. These are going to be dividends I received tomorrow morning just for waking up, doing absolutely nothing but waking up. I'll get a dividend from Realty, Hershey's, and Avista. I'm going to receive an additional $47.19. Of course, I'll drip those in on Monday. I also do videos on my budget as well. I show you my expenses. I show you also my income in the gap. And I think it's very expensive because if you don't have a gap every single month, month over month, year over year, you have nothing to invest. And that's all I had, guys. Thanks for sticking to the end. I hope everyone has a great weekend.